SCAN is this new legislation that the government thinks will help against drug dealers and crime. With the help of these guys, who I stole off Emily's desk, let's look at how it works. The Northwest Territories government says it'll create a new unit. Here it is! Yes, it's Bob Ross, but whatever. Bob is going to go around collecting complaints about drug houses and other stuff and investigating them. This is you. You can make a complaint to Bob anonymously so you stay safe. Look, that's you, and nobody can tell you're Amy Winehouse. If Bob and his new unit agree with your complaint, Bob sends the case to the rental office. The rental office is a kind of court where a rental officer decides if, on the balance of probability, this is indeed a drug house and people should be evicted. The GNWT is hoping that the rental officer issues a whole bunch of evictions, the drug dealers get kicked out, and life improves. The GNWT likes this plan because it avoids the criminal courts where judges need more convincing that someone is guilty. The civil courts, like the rental office, have a lower standard of proof, so there might be more chance of getting something done. But there are also some problems here. See that rental office? It's tiny. The real one is like basically the same size. We only have 1 or 2 rental officers, so are they really going to have the capacity for this? Also, here's the chief rental officer. I think this is supposed to be Jerry Seinfeld. The chief rental officer right now is also called Jerry, so that's great. Jerry is independent from the GNWT, so Jerry isn't necessarily going to do what the GNWT wants Jerry to do if the evidence isn't there. There's a load of other issues with this as well, like the constitutionality of issuing super quick evictions, but I couldn't figure out how to do that one with Amy Winehouse and Bob Ross. Anyway, the NWT did try to pass this legislation before, back in 2007, but the big problem then was a fear that people would use SCAN to settle scores in small communities. This is you, again, remember, when you make a complaint using SCAN, nobody knows it's you, Amy. See that person? You hate that person. They're bad news. They haven't done anything illegal, but they looked at you the wrong way, and their Facebook posts are silly. So let's file an anonymous complaint to make their life harder. That obviously is not going to solve the drug problem, and it's going to make life harder for Bob and his new unit. But it's also going to make life harder for that person you don't like, and that's all that matters to you. That is what MLAs thought was going to happen last time, and why they ultimately voted no. This time around, it seems like there's more enthusiasm for this legislation to go ahead, although it's still not clear to me how some of these concerns are actually going to be addressed in the final legislation. Even if the legislation passes, it'll probably need about a couple of years for the GNWT to actually start rolling out the unit, so this is all some time away. Watch our website for the latest.